Hi friends, welcome back to my channel. I apologize for any ferret related issues that come up. Today I want to talk about, or rather update you guys on all of the Kindle Unlimited books that I have checked out. It's been a while since I did my last video, so rather than talk about the books that I had back then that I have since returned or whatever, we're just gonna go over the ones that I currently have checked out. I did a pretty big unhaul of the books that I had that I knew going into 2022 that I just wasn't going to read. So there are a bunch of books that I took. So the first book that I have on my Kindle Unlimited library is Stay With Me. This is about Mia who transfers to Delore University, and she is housed with deranged and dangerous young adults. And there she meets Ollie, who has green eyes, tattoos, and the voice of a poet who she is drawn to. But because of her sociopath tendencies, she knows it can only end in one of two ways. Either he will be the one to free her from her past, or she will be the one to destroy him. I have heard fantastic things about this book and this author, so I'm very excited to give it a shot. Then we have Second Comes War. This is the second book in the First Comes Blood series. Honestly, at this point, I'm a little shocked that I haven't gotten to it, but this is a mafia reverse harem, and it is about a girl who in the first one, on her 18th birthday, she's supposed to be sold to these guys of a mafia, and this is her story with them. And then we have Hunting Adeline. I will be reading this for the February selection for my book club that I host with Letitia. The information will be down in the description box if you're interested, but this is a stalker romance. The second book in this series recently came out, and other than it being a stalker romance, I don't know much else. I'm just expecting it to be very good. I either hear it's really good or I hear it's really bad, so we'll take that by ear, I guess. And then we also have Satan's Affair, which is by the same author that wrote Hunting Adeline, and this seems to be about some sort of dark circus. I haven't heard as much about this one. I have heard of it, but I haven't actually heard any reviews or people talk about it, so hopefully it's good. I would like to get to this sooner rather than later, but we'll see. The way that my reading is right now, I don't know if I'll ever pick up a book ever again, but we have that on our list. We then have Hooked, which I have heard nothing but fantastic things about. It is a dark Peter Pan Wendy romance, I think, and I don't know much more than that. Seems like it's a guy trying to, I think it might be Hook and Wendy, not Peter Pan. I think Hook is trying to get revenge on Peter Pan for something, but they have a little romance. We then have Promises and Pomegranates. This is a Hades and Persephone retelling. I just added it to my TBR because I was hearing buzz about it. I don't know much more than that, and people have enjoyed it. And then I also have Savage, what seems to be a dark bully college romance, motorcycle gang, something like that. I think the hero is in a motorcycle gang, or he's a leader of a motorcycle gang, or he's the heir, something along those lines. I heard bully and I added it. We then have Southern Storms, which is part of Brittany C. Sherry's newest series. I actually didn't know this came out until I heard a review for one of the latest ones in the series, and I'm not quite sure what it's about. All I know is I love Brittany C. Sherry. Her books are always emotional, so I kind of have to be interested in probably crying before I pick it up. So it sounds like the heroine is escaping a loveless marriage. She moves to a small town, and she's drawn to the town's black sheep. He has a dark past, and then their pasts get in the way. So whenever I want to cry, which is probably going to be soon, I'm going to pick this up. And then we have Games We Play. This is a pretty short novella. I want to say this is Corpse Husband, I think, which feels a little iffy, to be honest. But it is about a woman who has a thing with a pro gamer who's really big, and he has a deep voice, So we'll see how that one is. And then I have Her Soul for Revenge, which is the second book in the Souls trilogy. And this follows a couple we met in the first book. And she is getting revenge on the cult that, you know, this series follows. And he is, I think, a demon. We have It Ain't Me Babe, which is about a woman who escapes from a cult and into the arms of like a motorcycle gang leader, I think. I'm planning on reading this series. I've never read a Tilly Cole before, so I'm interested in seeing if this is something that I like, and this is the one that is most popular, that I hear the most about. So then we have Unhinged. This is the first book in the Necessary Evils series, and this is a serial killer. Like, one of them is a professor, and the other one was raised by a father who like brought him in knowing that he had like those tendencies, and so he's training him to get revenge on bad people. We have Broken, which about Theo and James, and Theo is starting at a publishing house and James is the CEO. They met at a club, in a club bathroom, and then they discover that they are employee-employer. We then have the first book in the Royal Elite series by Rena Kent. It's Deviant King. And again, this is another author that I have slated to try this year. And this is another popular series that I've heard really good things about. I think it's a high school bully or college. Yep, it's college. And his first words are, "I will destroy you." So we know I love that angstiness. We have Zodiac Academy, which I'm sure everybody knows what this is about. This seems to be about two twins who go to like a fantasy school, and it's a really long series, and I've heard it makes people cry. I'm thinking of reading it. I am thinking of reading it all in one go, but my mom actually read the Zodiac Academy, and she said there's like a prequel series that I need to read first. I had never heard of this, so I asked her to give it to me. I don't remember what the series is called, but I might have to do some digging. We then have A Love Letter to Whiskey, and I'm not sure what this is about, but I think Candy Snyder is like one of those emotional authors as well. Best friend's girlfriend. That the synopsis isn't like super descriptive. We then have Seventh Circle by Tate James. Kate James. This is a spin-off series to the Madison Kate series, or at least they're in the same world. They're like a companion series, and Hades is a woman, and she is the leader of like a motorcycle gang, I think, and it's like an RH. I loved Madison Kate series. It was one of my favorite reads of last year, and it's one that I'm honestly thinking about rereading, but I'm excited to read more from the author. We then have The Bridge Kingdom, and this is a fantasy romance about a girl who has to marry the rival kingdom's king, but I think she like wants to kill him, if I'm not mistaken. And then we have The Spy. This is the last book in the Kingmaker series. I am buddy reading this with Letitia. She's already finished it at this point. I am way behind because I cannot read, but I can't really explain what this is about, but the overall series is like a mafia school, and each of the books follows like one romantic couple. We have The Three Body Problem. This is totally left field. It is a sci-fi first contact with aliens. I was considering purchasing it, and then I saw that it was on KU, and so I was like, well, let me get it on KU first and make sure that I actually like it. So those are all of the KU books that I have downloaded. If you would be interested in me adding a section to this of books that are also like on my KU waiting list, let me know down in the comments. Also, let me know what you have on your KU library TBR. I would love to know. Other than that, I hope you enjoyed the video. Please consider subscribing if you haven't already. Thanks so much for watching, and I will catch you guys in my next one.
Sitting in silence, we still feel the vibe, and you could not say a word, and I know what you just decided. We'd be right in the same wave. Oh, the water's perfect, babe.